Okay. Good evening, guys. Hello, everyone. So basically, this session is for uh, our upcoming batch, which is going to start from Monday. So that is basically on machine learning with Python. So in this session, I just give you a brief idea that about machine learning, that what is machine learning, the brief introduction of machine learning. Then I just want to motivate you so you can join this course. So basically, the applications of machine learning, and so there's vast application of machine learning, but we will discuss some applications with you guys in this session. Okay. After that, some task which we will perform with the help of machine learning. So you can see there is some task basically. So supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning are there. Then we'll talk about some problems, how to deal with that things. After that, some applications related to recommendation systems. Then I will just show you some of algorithms which we will going to learn in basically our upcoming program. Okay. So simply in so basically this in this session, after giving you this idea about what is machine learning and application. So basically in first 1 hour, I give you some idea, I give you introduction, and I will discuss with you some applications. And after that, you can ask your questions. So basically this session is simply meant for you guys, so you can ask your queries regarding anything, so regarding a program, or you can ask for a comparison also, that there are so many online programs, so why we choose IT skills and solutions. Okay, so this type of question you can ask after 1 hour. Okay. So just start with a simple introduction. So basically machine learning, basically the machine learning is invented I think in year 1960s, but in 1916 they are at that time only the theory of machine learning comes. After that in 1980s, so people start implementing a model with the help of machine learning algorithms. And so at that time there are only a few algorithms are there. And after 1990s, when SVM comes. So SVM is one of your machine learning algorithms, so support vector machine. So after that basically there are many machine learning models start building. And in 2010, so basically people usually call modern machine learning. So basically your deep learning, जिसको आप अभी deep learning बोलते हो. So at that time it is usually called as a modern machine learning. And your simple machine learning techniques are called as a classical machine learning. But after 2006, when Geoffrey Hinton gave the idea of neural networks, so he simply invented that name, deep learning. Okay. So what is machine learning? So if you can see the introduction, so which is okay, sorry. So which is given by Arthur Samuel in 1959, when he invented this term, technology machine learning. So machine learning is a field of computer science that gives a computer the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. Okay. So uh, he gives this introduction in 1959. So basically in my words, if I want to define machine learning, so basically what is machine learning is, so it is simply a technique in which with the help of some past experiences or with the help of some past data, we just create patterns. Okay, so we just create a pattern on the basis of that, on the basis of our past experiences, or you can say on the basis of our past data, for any kind of future predictions. Okay. So we just build a pattern, or we just find the relationship between our data, and with the help of that pattern, we predict, we make a prediction for future, or we simply analyze something for future. Okay. So if I want to explain this thing explicitly programmed and what do you mean by pattern, so I can give you an example. Okay, so suppose there is a small child of 2 to 3 years, and he didn't know anything. So simply I think if a child is maximum of 3 or 4 year old, so he didn't know what is meaning of pain, what is basically which things give him a pain. Okay, so once suppose there is a candle burning in front of him, and with curiosity he just put his hand over that candle. Okay, so and after putting his hand over that candle, he just feel the pain. Okay, so after that pain he just generalize a pattern. He just make a pattern in his mind that bright and red color gives you a pain. Okay, so after some time if he after some time if he remembers that thing, if he remembers that pattern, so anything really anything which is in a red and bright color, like your gas stove top. Okay, so anything related to that, so he is not going to put his hand over that thing. Okay, so that basically that learning which with the help of which he just generalized the pattern that red and bright means a pain. So that thing is called a machine learning. If every time his parents comes and just inform him that just don't touch this, it will give you pain, so that means explicitly programmed. Okay, so this is a difference between explicitly programmed and your what is a what do you mean by a pattern, what do you mean by building a pattern in your data. so बेसिकली ये डिफरेंस होता है कि आप मशीन लर्निंग के अंदर, और जब आपको हर बार आप एक्सप्लिसिटली प्रोग्राम्ड, आप जो यहाँ पे टर्म लिखा हुआ है कि मशीन लर्निंग इज अ फील्ड ऑफ कंप्यूटर साइंस दैट गिव्स यू कंप्यूटर्स, दिस गिव्स द कंप्यूटर द एबिलिटी टू लर्न विदाउट बीइंग एक्सप्लिसिटली प्रोग्राम्ड. सो अगर हर बार सपोज उस चाइल्ड के पेरेंट आके उसको समझा रहे हैं कि यस आप ये चीज बेसिकली मत टच करो, सो दैट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड एक्सप्लिसिटली प्रोग्राम. But if a child makes a pattern with himself, with his past experiences, and with the help of that past experiences he makes some pattern in his mind and make a prediction for future, so that is called a machine learning. Okay, so I think this example make more clear sense about what is machine learning. Okay, so after that, okay, so yes, so we will look about application of machine learning. So yes, there are vast application of machine learning, as I already said. So basically, it is used in every field. Okay, so financial predictions, then fraud detection. So any kind of fraud detection. Okay, so we build a simply build a model for credit card fraud detection. So any type of fraud detection related to banking can be analyzed with the help of machine learning. Okay, then your customer segmentation. So customer segmentation and sales forecasting simply means you use YouTube every day. Okay, so you know you can see that YouTube uh, simply shows you that uh, that videos or that movies which you generally like to watch on YouTube. Okay, so that is basically known as a recommendation. So basically this is your recommendation. Then yes, face recognition, self-driving cars, OCR, these are all you can say the application of machine learning. Then yes, machine learning is used broadly in field of healthcare. So yes, in healthcare industry there is a vast application of machine learning. Okay, so just see two or three out of them. So yes, we can watch. Okay, so yes, you notice these things. Okay, so uh, yes, Google Translator. So Google Translator is an example of your machine learning application. Okay, so you can see in this basically in this picture you can see that. So there is a there is something written in some different language, and you with the help of Google Translator you can simply see those things in English. Okay, so this is the this you can see with the help of Google Translator. Uh, you can do this kind of stuffs. Okay, after that, yes, and each and every many applications of your many mobile applications, there is basically a machine learning. Okay, so you can see so everybody using a WhatsApp. So basically there is feature called autocorrect or autocomplete. So this comes under the application of machine learning. Okay, so auto correction or auto complete, this all comes under the application of machine learning. Okay, so these type of things which you see in your daily life, that comes under the application of that simply comes under the application of machine learning. Okay, so there is a vast application of machine learning which you see in your daily life. Okay, not only in some places, but you can see that applications in your daily life. Okay, so yes, then there is basically uh, uh, yes, so MIT use deep learning application in ICU for any kind of decision making. So basically as I already said, so there is a vast application of your machine learning or deep learning technique in medical field. सो आप बेसिकली देख सकते हो कि आप के आईसीयू में बेसिकली यू हैव अ डेटा ऑफ each and every patient, and on the basis of that data you make a prediction for any new patient. Okay, so there are a lot there is basically many models which are already built for basically your healthcare industry. Like there is a one model which classify tumors in your data. Okay, so basically there are two kind of tumor, and that is your malignant and benign. And you can basically build that model which can classify that what kind of tumor patient have, with the help of with the help of past experience, or with the help of patients data, which basically with the help of some patients data. Okay, so this kind of applications, so basically many applications are already built, and there are so many applications which are basically you can say on edge of building. Okay, so yes, you can see आप अगर आप एवरीडे न्यूज़ देख रहे हो, अगर आप कोविड 19 की हर दिन न्यूज़ देख रहे हो, तो आप हर दिन देखोगे बेसिकली आप कुछ देखोगे कि आप आपको हर दिन ट्रेंड्स बताया जाता है कि यस जुलाई एंड अगस्त में बेसिकली जो केसेस होंगे वो पीक पे होंगे. सो दैट वो एनालिसिस कहाँ से आ रही है, वो चीज़ें कहाँ से पता चल रही है. So basically वो आपको पता चल रही है with the help of machine learning. Somebody creating that model, somebody making a prediction with the help of that model. So basically वहाँ से आपको वो सारी चीजें पता चल रही है कि कोविड 19 जो केसेस होंगे वो पीक पे होंगे एट द टाइम ऑफ यू कैन से जुलाई और अगस्त. और जितने भी आप उसके अंदर चीज़ें देख रहे हो, सो बेसिकली हम सिम्टम्स फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं. सो यस यू कैन, अगर आपको थोड़ी बहुत ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड पता होगी प्रीवियस, तो आपको पता होगा कि एट जुलाई और एट सॉरी एट जनवरी और फरवरी there are only few symptoms of COVID. Okay, COVID-19. So but after that the symptoms are like increasing. Okay, so they are so at now there are so many symptoms of having a coronavirus. So that thing, so basically that prediction, तो basically वो जो symptoms आपके बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं, so basically वो जो symptoms निकल के आ रहे हैं वो भी आपके ये machine learning मॉडल से निकल के आ रहे हैं. तो बेसिकली हम इस तरीके की मॉडल क्रिएट कर सकते हैं जहाँ पे हम फॉरकास्ट कर सकते हैं कि कोविड 19 आगे चल के बेसिकली उसका क्या ट्रेंड होने वाला है, वो किसी महीने में कम होने वाली है, किसी मंथ में जाके वो जो कर्व है वो फ्लैटन होने वाला है, या फिर कर्व अभी रेगुलरली इंक्रीज होता जाएगा. सो दिस ऑल थिंग्स वी कैन जनरलाइज, वी कैन फाइंड आउट, वी कैन एनालाइज विद द हेल्प ऑफ योर मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल. Okay, so there is a vast application in field of you can say simply in healthcare industry. Okay, and simply you can find out whether the patient having a cancer or not. So this type of models are already built in MIT. So basically they have some data, so they have some symptoms, so you know, there is different symptoms for diarrhea, there are different symptoms for having a fever, there is different symptoms for having a cancer. So they basically build a model to classify whether the patient having a cancer, whether a patient having a diarrhea, whether a patient having a normal fever. So they build that kind of, they already build that kind of models. Okay, so yes, and yes, so you can simply and in this and now they are building a robotic nurse. So basically what is the so what is basically what is the basically what is the duty of nurse? So basically nurse आपका क्या काम करती है? तो basically she he or she basically take care of yourself. So means आपकी जो भी नीड होती है उसकी वो बेसिकली टेक केयर करती है. सो उस तरीके का एक रोबोट भी तैयार किया जा सकता है. सो दैट कैन basically provide you the duty of your नट्स. ओके, सो यस, सो बेसिकली बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो बाहर हो चुकी हैं, आउट ऑफ इंडिया हो चुकी हैं, और बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो अब इम्प्लीमेंट हो रही हैं. और अगेन द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया लॉन्चेस अ website, launches a platform for AI that you can see. So I think after the completion of this PPT, I will simply show you that website. So indiaai.com you can see. And yes, so यस, सो बेसिकली अब इंडिया में भी उस तरह का रिवॉल्यूशन आ रहा है कि हम भी इस तरीके के मॉडल्स बिल्ड करें. और बेसिकली इस ये मॉडल्स अब बेसिक सिंपली आप बोल सकते हो कि जो आपकी मशीन लर्निंग है ये बेसिकली फ्यूचर है. सो बेसिकली मशीन लर्निंग इज अ फ्यूचर नॉट ओनली फॉर द टेक इंडस्ट्री बट फॉर द हेल्थ care industry also, for your business analytics also. So in each and every field. Okay, so in each and every field machine learning is going to be a future. Okay, so yes, I think this motivations is quite enough. So why we start learning machine learning. Okay, so these are the basic these are few applications. So yes, you can see these applications also. So yes, every time you can see in a game that robots are playing, so that things are also built with the help of machine learning. Okay, then yes, Australia is looking to build a model which can predict the type of people that are more likely to travel. Okay, so yes, we can build a model on the basis of so basically uh, कौन से लोग हैं जो बेसिकली इकोनॉमिक का क्लास में ट्रैवल करना प्रेफर करते हैं, बिजनेस क्लास में ट्रैवल करना प्रेफर करते हैं. सो वी कैन क्लासिफाई दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ मशीन लर्निंग. ओके, सो यस, बेसिकली इस तरीके के मॉडल्स बिल्ड किए जा रहे हैं कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, और ऑस्ट्रेलिया में नहीं, हर जगह बेसिकली इस तरीके के मॉडल्स बिल्ड किए जा रहे हैं. सो बेसिकली दे बेसिकली आपकी ट्रैवल एजेंसीज के अंदर, या फिर आप बोल सकते हो कि किसी भी तरीके की बेसिकली ये आपकी लाइफ को और सिंपल कर देती है ये सारी चीज़ें. तो यस, दे आर सो मेनी एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ योर मशीन लर्निंग. ओके, सो यस, आप इस बेसिकली इस पीपीटी के अंदर हम ये सारी चीज़ें देख सकते हैं. यस, इन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, सो इन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यू यूज बेसिकली अ मशीन लर्निंग, सो बेसिकली फॉर forecasting and for predicting any kind of churn. So churn simply means, so basically you see that many people just join some company, and after some days they drop off from that company. So you can predict that churn, so who is going to basically leave the company very soon, or who is going to survive in this company for a longer time. So you can predict, you can classify these two kind of people, okay, with the help of machine learning. Again, in retail, in financial services, again, so in financial services like customer segmentation. So customer segmentation is again important for any firm or any company. So they basically used to saw those things which you like the most. Okay, so with the help of this customer segmentation, and thus yes, risk analytics, then sales and marketing, yes, we can predict the sales of any kind of any firm or any industry. With the help of machine learning, we can simply predict the sales. Okay, so and yes, we can again can detect the fraud. Okay, so there are so many frauds going there, so we can detect that kind of fraud with the help of machine learning. Then yes, then travel and hospitality. So in travel and hospitality, we have like aircraft scheduling. Okay, so yes, we just like अभी आपको जो last PPT के अंदर आपने देखी, so yes, you can schedule your aircraft. Then social media, basically feedback. So this is comes under the sentiment analysis. So basically, and sentiment analysis is not only in travel agencies, in not only the hospitality, in every field. So like you buy some product from Amazon and you give your review that this product is basically very good or worth it for you. So you give this kind of review. So this reviews comes under the sentiment analysis. Okay, and yes, sentiment analysis basically from Twitter, from Facebook. So basically, there are so many there are so many sentiments. So basically, in Facebook, you give so many comments. So basically, that comments comes under the which category. So whether this comments is basically for related to some political parties, or related to some politics, or this comment are basically related to some sports, maybe from cricket or maybe from football. And again, so basically again, so some comments are related to your basically technologies. Okay, so yes, so basically you can make this type of classification, you can make this type of classification model, you can make this type of sentiment analysis model with the help of machine learning. Okay, so yes, and these type of models are all some models are already built. And yes, basically there are many models on which the work is on progressing. Okay, so yes, we see these things in our basically in our class also, basically how this model works. Okay, देन अगेन इन हेल्थ केयर एंड लाइफ साइंसेज. सो यस, बेसिकली ये चीज़ें मैंने आपको पीछे बहुत अच्छे से बताई कि हेल्थ केयर इंडस्ट्रीज में ये किस तरीके से काम आ रहा है. सो यस, डिजीज आइडेंटिफिकेशन. सो डिजीज आइडेंटिफिकेशन अगेन, so basically you have a data of patients which are having some symptoms. And yes, you know that every disease having some different symptoms. So on the basis of that data, on the basis of that symptoms, you can simply predict the disease, that what kind of अगर आपके पास कोई नया पेशेंट आता है, तो you can simply predict that this patient having this kind of disease. Okay, or you can simply predict that, you can simply classify that if the symptoms of cancer, previous cancers patient match with the new one, so you can simply say that this patient having a cancer or this patient not having a cancer. Okay, so ये सारी चीजें आप basically कर सकते हो with the help of machine learning. ओके, सो यस, फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन तो आपके पास बेसिकली आपके पास डेटा है, आपके पास कुछ पेशेंट्स का डेटा है जिनके आपको पता है कि आपके कैंसर के लिए अलग सिम्टम्स होते हैं, आपकी जो बेसिकली फीवर के लिए आपके पास अलग सिम्टम्स होंगे, एंड आपके हार्ट अटैक के लिए अलग सिम्टम्स होंगे. तो आपके पास अब आपके पास वैसे कुछ करोड़ों का डेटा है. एंड आई थिंक अब आपके पास कोई नया पेशेंट आता है, so by simply seeing that some features. Okay, तो आप अब कुछ फीचर्स देख के अब आप ये चीज बता सकते हो कि बेसिकली ये जो नया पेशेंट आया है इसे कैंसर है या नहीं है. So yes, this type of classification model you can build with the help of machine learning. Okay, then yes, so there are lots of other thing comes under machine learning. Yes, then objective. Yes, so basic getting better at task through practice. Then generalization. Yes, so we make a generalized model. Okay, so we make a generalized model. So जैसे मैंने आपको स्टार्टिंग में ही बताया कि बेसिकली जो चाइल्ड है वो एक पैटर्न ड्रॉ कर रहा है अपने दिमाग में. So we always try to make a general pattern, we always try to make a generalized model. So basically generalization simply means that which is applicable for all. Okay, so that simply means the model is applicable for all. Okay, so we so basically अगर उस बच्चे को केवल ये पता चल जाए कि कैंडल के ऊपर हाथ रखने से हाथ जल जाएगा, so he is not making any kind of pattern in his mind. Okay, so next time with the gas stove the same thing happens with him. So he just remember that गैस स्टोव के ऊपर हाथ नहीं रखना है, हाथ जल जाएगा. So yes, so basically आपको जब तक वो पैटर्न ही ड्रॉ करेगा तो यस हर बार बेसिकली वो किसी ऐसी चीज से जलता रहेगा एंड every time he just remember that things. Okay, so yes, machine learning does not mean remember anything or remember any kind of task. Machine learning simply means you make a pattern in your data from your for any kind of future prediction or future analysis. Okay, so yes, now there are basically there are few machine learning techniques, and basically there are three kinds of machine learning techniques. That is basically your supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Okay, so uh, there are basically three kinds of techniques. So yes, these are basically techniques. So supervised simply means that, okay, so if I talk about supervised, so supervised simply means that you want to predict, you you make your model or you make a model with under the supervision or something. Okay, so it simply means that we already know that what we are trying to predict. Okay, so like example, आपको basically predict करना है price of any house. Okay, और sales of any firm. तो बेसिकली आपके पास लेबल्स पहले से गिवन है कि आपको simply predict क्या करना है. So we want to predict a price, or we want to predict a sell, or we want to classify a different type of patients. Okay, so whether this patient having a cancer or not. Okay, so these types of things comes under the supervised learning, where we know that we already know that what we are trying to predict. Okay, so we just train our model for making this kind of prediction. Okay, so basically this thing comes under the supervised learning. Okay, so in layman way you can understand this thing in this way. So basically if you join this session, or if you join this course, so basically you learn machine learning, you learn to implement machine learning under my supervision. Okay, so when your model when you create some model under the supervision of something where you already know that what you are trying to predict, then uh, then that comes under the supervised learning. Okay, so in unsupervised learning, so just opposite, when you don't know that what we are trying to predict. So in this basically I will give you an example that you make groups. Okay, so you simply make a group, or you can simply make clusters. Okay, so groups or cluster on the basis of similar interest. Okay, so suppose like you know that, okay, so you don't have any label, so you don't know what you have to predict. Okay, so suppose you have some apples, you have some bananas, you have some oranges, and now you have to make a clusters on the. So basically you make one cluster of oranges, you make one cluster of bananas, you make one cluster of apples. Now if so suppose so basically new fruit comes. So basically that new fruit may be banana, maybe apple, or maybe oranges. So now you know that what is basically feature of a banana, what is the property of banana. So suppose a new fruit come and that is basically a banana. So you simply match the property of so basically you match the property of that new fruit with your basically with your all fruits, and where the property where all the properties are matched, you simply put that fruit in that group. ओके, सो सपोज अब आप के पास नया फ्रूट आया और बेसिकली अगर वो बनाना है तो आप बेसिकली उससे कंपेयर करोगे कि आपकी कौन सी फ्रूट का जो प्रॉपर्टीज है वो मैच कर रही है। ओके, सो अब आप देखोगे ऑरेंजेस के साथ अपनी प्रॉपर्टीज मैच कराओगे, तो ऑरेंज इज बेसिकली ऑरेंज इन कलर, राउंड इन शेप, so that property doesn't match with banana, so basically you don't simply put banana in the group of oranges. Okay, then you match that property of your previously bananas and then your new fruit, so you match that, yes, property is matched. So banana is again, so basically your fruit is some yellow in color and yes, spherical in shape, so you put that fruit in a group of bananas. Again, the property doesn't match with apples because the apple is red in color, round in shape, but banana is not red in color and round in shape. Yes, so basically you just generalize a pattern, and if new product come or new basically new things come, so you just match the property of each class with that fruit, or you can say new product, and you just put that product in a respective group. Okay, so basically unsupervised simply means that you basically just like आप अगर लेमन वे में समझोगे, so basically just like in your childhood you just learn how to ride a bicycle with yourself. Okay, so nobody is going to basically train you that how to ride a bicycle. Okay, so first you don't know how when to apply a brake. Okay, but after falling 2 or 3 times, you generally get that things, you generally generalize that trend, that what is the correct time of applying a brake. Okay, so that comes under the unsupervised learning. Then there is reinforcement learning. So in reinforcement learning, so basically in this kind of learning, your model is simply learn with the help of positive and negative rewards. Okay, so what do you mean by positive and negative rewards? So basically when you basically when your prediction is going to correct, so a machine is giving you a positive reward. Okay, so yes, you are making a right prediction, you are going in a right direction. Okay, so when you are going in a right direction, so basically your machine gives you a positive reward. But if you are going in a wrong direction, so your machine gives you a negative reward. So yes, so with the help of that positive and negative rewards, what you get from the machine, so you simply with the help of that positive and negative rewards, you make a you basically make a model with the help of that positive and negative rewards. Okay, and again in a layman way, if you want to understand, so yes, you can understand with the help with the help of a chess game. Okay, so in a chess, when you are playing a chess, so in that game also, so you can see that uh, when you play a right move, so yes, you are getting a positive reward. But when you play a wrong move, so yes, you get a negative reward. So with the help of that positive and negative rewards, you can win or you can lose. Okay, so in the similar way reinforcement learning works. Okay, so this is all the things. So basically yes, so problems comes under the supervised, unsupervised, and your recommendation system. So basically in supervised learning, there are basically two kinds of problems, or you can say two kinds of tasks. So yes, there is one thing is called classification task, and one is your regression task. Okay, so in classification task, basically you have a different kind of classes. Okay, so like in this image you can see, so basically we have different kind of classes. So basically जैसा कि आपको मैंने Facebook के comments के बारे में बताया था, yes, so you see lots of news in your website, and you can just classify whether this news is from politics or this news is, so you simply build a model which can classify that this news is basically from politics, or this news is from technology, or this news is from sports. Okay, so you build a classification model. So basically you have a discrete set of possible outcomes. So discrete means you have a classes. Okay, so you have a classes like a patient having a disease or not. Okay, so yes or no, that is basically your two classes. Okay, and there is a very famous data set of Titanic. So where you have to predict whether a person is going to survive or not. Okay, so yes or no. So basically this comes under a classification task. Okay, then in regression task, so in regression task, basically the possible outcomes is in basically a numerical variable. So numerical value simply means that when you want to predict some price, so basically price of your house. So basically when you are going to predict the price of some house, so that comes under the regression task. Or if you are going to predict the basically sales of any kind of marketing, so that comes under the regression task. So yes, so basically in supervised machine learning there are two types of tasks, or two kinds of problems. That is basically a classification problem, and another one is your regression problem. Okay, then uh, so just move. Okay, so the in so again in problems in unsupervised learning. So yes, as I already explained you that in unsupervised learning you make a clusters. Okay, so you make a clusters of oranges, you make a cluster of simply your apples, and you make a cluster of bananas. Okay, so you make a cluster based on some features or based on some similarities. Okay, then yes, so you can see there are three clusters of red, green, and blue color. Okay, so if there is new dot, so sorry, so some new dots basically come, so you need to see that this dot basically belongs to which group by seeing, by comparing the properties of that groups. Okay, so basically that comes under the clustering. Okay, so you need to cluster your basically data, or you can say your classes, on the basis of some features. Okay, then there is another kind of problem in unsupervised learning, that is anomaly detection. So basically it simply means you have to detect a general pattern in your data. So general pattern, जो basically मैंने आपको example दिया, after after falling two or three times, that you just generalize the pattern. What is the correct time of applying a brake in your bicycle? Okay, so that comes under anomaly detection. Okay, so basically anomaly detection आपका होता है कि आप एक जनरल ट्रेंड, आपकी डेटा का जनरल ट्रेंड क्या है. Okay, so we need to analyze the general pattern in your data. Okay, so this comes under the anomaly detection. So these are basically two kinds of problem in unsupervised learning. Okay, so after that, yes, then the recommendation system. So yes, recommendation system, I think you all know about recommendation system. Basically Amazon using a recommendation system, Flipkart using a recommendation system, Myntra using a recommendation system. So all the shopping websites, or all the online websites where you buy something, that all uses a recommendation system. Okay, so based on your previous searches, they recommend you the new products. Okay, so yes, if you buy something from Amazon, so you know that after so basically if you buy something in suppose a t-shirt. Okay, so if you buy regularly buy used to buy a t-shirt of you can say okay, so Adidas. Okay, so Adidas or US Polo. Okay, so after two or three times basically अब जब आप Amazon की ऐप खोलोगे, तो वहाँ पे आपको बेसिकली यूएस पोलो के और एडिडास के टी शर्ट्स की लिस्ट आपको लाइन से मिलेगी. ओके, सो दैट कम्स अंडर बेसिकली रिकमेंडेशन सिस्टम, जहाँ पे आपको बेसिकली इस तरह की चीज़ें मिलती है. तो आप बेसिकली वो जो साइट्स है, वो जो अमेजन है, वो बेसिकली उसके अंदर रिकमेंडेशन सिस्टम बना हुआ है. अब आपको उसको पता है कि आपने जब भी अपने नाम से साइन इन किया है, तो उसको पता है कि आप बेसिकली किस तरह की टी शर्ट्स आप ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हो, और आप क्योंकि उसने देखा हुआ है कि आप इस तरह की टी शर्ट ज़्यादा सर्च करते हो, आप इस तरह की टी शर्ट ज़्यादा basically order करते हो. Yes, so basically all your shopping carts, shopping sites basically like Myntra. So Myntra, the recommendation system of Myntra is you can say wonderful, because if you buy something for any other person, okay, so Myntra simply so Myntra keep the record of your basically of your history. Okay, so so Mintra asked you that the name of person, then age of person, gender of person, and the next time when you going to buy for that same person, so it recommends you based on your previous searches for that person also. So yes, so there are different types of recommendation system. Yes, though, so you can see the recommendation system basically in your YouTube also. So you know that. After watching 2 3 videos of Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, or after watching 2 3 videos of you can call from politics, or after watching 2 3 videos of machine learning, you know that next time when you going to open your YouTube, you see the same things. Okay, so you in your home page you are going to see the same things related to the topics which you searches for in previous 2 or 3 days. You are going to see the same thing. So basically they are that is possible because of our recommendation system. Okay, so yes, so YouTube uses a recommendation system. Yes, then your Prime Videos also uses a recommendation system. Your Netflix also uses a recommendation system. So yes, so there so they, I think each and every application nowadays start using our recommendation system. Okay, so yes, we learn these things in our program, that how to implement a recommendation system. As we yes, we also going to implement a recommendation system, product recommendation system also. Then in this program, so basically this program is simply for machine learning. So this program is for machine learning with Python. So we are not going depth in deep learning, but yes, we just give you a brief introduction of deep learning, and we give you a brief introduction of a neural network. Okay, so basically why deep learning is you can say different from machine learning, or advancement of machine learning, is because of neural network. Okay, so yes, deep learning also doing the same thing. It's also finding a patterns in your data, but in deep learning basically in machine learning you finding a patterns in your data if your data is in a structured way. Okay, so if your data in a structured way, so basically you finding a pattern in structured data. so अगर आप अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा के अंदर आप पैटर्न्स फाइंड आउट करने जाओगे, तो वहां पे आपको प्रॉब्लम आएगी। आपकी जो मॉडल होगी, आपकी जो बेसिक मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल होगी, वो बेसिकली बहुत अच्छा प्रिडिक्शन नहीं कर पाएगी। सो अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटा सिंपली मीन्स योर वीडियो डेटा और ऑडियो डेटा और इमेज डेटा or text data. So these kind of data are basically unstructured data. So to dealing this kind of data, we need a deep learning. Okay, and in deep learning we basically why deep learning is different? So because it is finding the same thing, it's finding the patterns, but this time we have a neural network. So in neural network we have layers. Okay, so if you see the machine learning structure, so in machine learning we have some input data, then we apply an algorithm on that input data, and we finding the patterns. Okay, but in deep learning one more layer is added. So there is a layer in which some pre-processing, some activation functions. So basically some functions before applying an algorithm, there is there is some functions applied on that layer. Okay, so basically you can simply see that say that in machine learning we have 3 layers. Okay, input, then algorithm, then you just get the output. But in deep learning you have 4 layers. Okay, so in between your input and algorithm you have one more layer, or there so basically that are called hidden layers. So you have you can have one hidden layer, or you can have multiple hidden layers. So you have layers in between these two structure. Okay, so because of that deep learning works efficient in comparison to machine learning on unstructured data. Okay, simply on an unstructured data. Okay, so what to learn in machine learning? So basically yes, so this is the main thing. So this is the main thing which I want to make you understand, that basically machine in so you can see everywhere. So basically, if you go on Udemy, you can buy a course, or if you on some other platform, you can also you can see that machine learning for 30 days, machine learning for 45 days, machine learning for 40 days, or machine learning in 20 days. So basically, they are not giving you this 70% of thing. Okay, so this 70% is a basically root of your machine learning, the backbone of your machine learning, and they simply doesn't give you these things. Okay, so they simply use a programming language, Python, and just by using a Python and by using some libraries, they implement the model for you, but they are not teaching you the basically math behind the machine learning. And that is simply a backbone, or you can say the root of your uh, machine learning. So basically, your statistics and probability, linear algebra. So basically, these mathematics are very, very, very important for building any kind of a real world application. Okay, so for building any kind of real world application, these basically these things, this probability, statistics, and linear algebra, these things are very important. Okay, so basically, if you just use a programming language, or if you just use some libraries and you create a model without knowing the actual things, that what are going behind that library, or what are all the things going on behind that library. So basically, you don't know the actual meaning of building a model, so you just build a robust model. So that robust model is not basically you can say a real world application, so you cannot use that robust model in anywhere. Okay, so you that model is simply only for you, not for a company, even not for basically a real world application. So that model is simply only for you. Okay, so that is basically a robust model. So for building a real world application, you necessarily know the this mathematics. Okay, so yes, in this program also, we design this program for such a long for such a long period of time, only because of this reason. Because in this program, we just put the mathematics part in a very detailed manner. Okay, so we will just go inside depth of for statistics and probability, and for as well as for linear algebra. Okay, so yes, these things are very important, and without these things, you can't simply implement the real world application. Okay, so real world model you can't implement without understanding the math behind machine learning. Okay, so yes, statistics for data science, then math behind machine learning algorithms, and yes, each and every algorithms of machine learning having some mathematics behind it. Okay, so there is no miracle that you apply some machine learning algorithm and you just make a prediction for future. So there is no miracle. Okay, so there is as a mathematics with the help of which you make a prediction for our future. Okay, so yes, with the help of that with the help of that mathematics, with the help of that you can say algorithm. So each and every algorithms basically having a mathematical having some mathematical concepts. Okay, having some mathematical formula. Okay, so yes, yes. So after yes, so in this classroom, we are also going to build a model. Okay, so we basically build so many models. So basically, we are going to work on 5 to 6 projects, but at last we are going to make a end-to-end model. So end-to-end model simply means that we collect the data from different sources. Okay, so from data collection. Okay, so we collect the data from different sources in an structured way. Okay, so how to collect the data in an structured way? So basically, I will yes, in this program you will learn a technique called web scraping. So with the help of web scraping, we collect the data from so basically we first collect the data from different sources, then in a structure. So basically with the help of web scraping, we scrap that data and after that we apply some techniques, some pre-processing techniques. So there is some pre-processing techniques which we need to apply, and which first we need to learn that pre-processing techniques. After that pre-processing techniques, we just create a model with the help of algorithms. And after creating an algorithms, after creating a model, we need to deploy our model. Okay, so first I think 1 or 2 year back, there is no need of deployment in basically in the resume of machine learning engineer, or in, you can say, in the resume of data scientist. Okay, but now but nowadays it is basically important that you also have a knowledge of deployment. Okay, so deployment simply means that your website, your model is basically on the platform. Okay, so you just need to provide a link of your model, and anybody can see your model, that what you build. Okay, so yes, so basically we are not away we are not basically uh, so we are not thing for UI design. So basically that is not a part of data scientist. So website design is not comes under our in data scientist part. But yes, we can deploy our model with the help of basically there is one library called Flask. With the help of Flask, and we can deploy our model on a local host, and with the help of this cloud platform, you can also deploy on our model on a cloud. Okay, so yes, there is IBM machine learning, so you can deploy on model on this platform also. Then Google platform, then Amazon, then AWS, then Microsoft Azure. There is so many. There is Pivotal. So basically, Pivotal is simply a free cloud platform where you can deploy a 15 GB model for free. Okay, so yes, we also learn this thing, and we just work on one project where we just collect data from different sources, and then we are going to deploy that model. Okay, with the help of this clouds. Okay, then yes, programming language. For programming language, we are going we have to learn Python, because Python is a simple, very simple language, and easy to interpret. And basically that Python contains a lot of libraries. So basically it is having a extensive number of libraries. So basically that makes our program a little bit easier. So we don't think of so basically we don't think for a coding part. We just need to think for a mathematical part. And Python is so much easy. So because of that, we are not going to take any kind of hectic of how to implement this code, because writing a code in Python is just like writing a story. Once you involve in coding in Python, you find it is very simple. In terms of complexity, it's very simple, you can say. Okay, so we are going to use Python again. So Python is now popular in terms of machine learning. Okay, so in machine learning algorithms, we are going to learn linear regression, then logistic, then k nearest neighbor, naive based decision tree, random forest, neural network, k means, then recommendation system, then principal component analysis, and yes, there are many more. There are many more algorithms which we can't write in this slide. But yes, there are so many algorithms which we are going to learn in this in this program. Okay, yes, so basically this is I think many of you already get the PDF of our course content. And basically this is the course content in basically simply the modules. Okay, so this not contain advanced parts, but I can show you the advanced topics also. So yes, so like in this, I think many of you already get the this basically course structure. But if you guys if you guys not having this structure, so yes, so you can go through the syllabus. So yes, I think I need to share this screen. So yes, I think this is screen, yes. So yes, so this is basically the overview of the course जो आपने basically वहाँ पे देखा. And after that I think and yes, basically in this course we are more practical than we are more focusing on a practical part than on our theoretical part. So yes, 75% is hands-on. So we just implement each and every algorithms. So basically we simply don't only learn the theoretical part inside that algorithms. We simply build each and every algorithm. Okay. So yes, I can you can see this the detailed content. So basically we just start with the Python. So Python, so fundamentals of Python, which is for data science. So basically we learn what what are the fundamentals of the Python, basics of Python, you can say. Then in that we use we learn some libraries like NumPy, Pandas, then visualization libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn. Then we learn that statistics, yes, as I already told you that statistics is the most important part in your basically for your machine learning. So yes, we just learn the statistics. Then we learn that introduction of machine learning. Then we need to learn this feature engineering. So feature engineering is simply means of pre-processing. Okay, so the steps which I already mentioned. Okay, so after one thing after basically collecting a data, after web scraping your data, you just pre-process your data. Okay, so this is basically a pre-processing things in which we learn inside feature engineering. Then there are a lot of techniques which we learn. Then there is, and then we start our algorithm. So linear regression, then logistic regression. Then there are many ways to simply to know the performance of your model. Okay, so you build a model, you need to simply know the performance, how your model perform. Okay, so is it perform well or is it perform worst. So basically you need to clarify this thing. So there are so many techniques to evaluate the performance of your model. Okay, then yes, these are basically algorithms: k nearest, then decision tree, then random forest, naive bayes. Then yes, so ensemble techniques. Ensemble simply means that you combine all the algorithms. Okay, so what are the ways to combine all that algorithms? You can basically learn here. So this is basically these are the things. Okay, so yes, so introduction of neural network at last. Okay, so neural network, yes. So for deep learning, so we just start a neural network. We just give you a brief idea. Okay, so yes, to complete idea, yes, so depth idea of neural network. And after that, if you want to continue, if you want to learn deep learning also, so yes, we have a course of different course for that also. Yes, and we have 5 to 6 projects. So 5 to 6 projects simply means that after basically after completing your machine learning part, we simply hands on with some projects. Okay, so the projects simply from and the data is simply from Kaggle, or you can say analytics vidya. So that datas are basically so that datas are, you can say, a real data, so that are not dummy data, you can say. Okay, so we simply build a model on a real data. And yes, after 5 to 6 projects, we are ready to go for a complete end-to-end project. Okay, so we also make a complete end-to-end project from collecting from starting to end. Okay, so we collect the data with ourselves, and we collect the data and we build a model, and we deploy our model. Okay, so these things which you learn inside this program. Okay, guys, so this is from my side. Now if you guys can if you want to ask any question, or if you want to ask some questions, so you can ask your question. Okay, so you can ask any type of question, like you can ask me for a comparison, you can ask me for, yes, you can ask anything you want. Okay, so just raise your hand, I just unmute you, whoever want to ask some question, and then you can ask me. Okay, hello. So, guys, any question you want to ask? So now you can unmute. Okay, so I think Rajendra want to ask some question. Yes, Rajendra, you can unmute
सर
yourself and ask.
सर क्लासेस कब कब चलेंगी सर?
Okay, so classes, Rajendra, I think Monday से आपकी classes start होंगी. So I think 4 days in a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
ओके सर.
Okay. Is anything else you want to ask?
नो नो सर.
Okay, fine, Rajendra. एंड यस द टाइमिंग आपको बता दी जाएगी आपके साथ बेसिकली आफ्टर द फाइनलाइजेशन ऑफ दिस होल ग्रुप आपके साथ बेसिकली डिस्कस कर ली जाएगी कि व्हाट टाइम यू गाइस प्रेफर. ओके. ओके राजन, दिस इज दैट इज फाइन फॉर यू.
ओके सर, थैंक्स सर.
ओके फाइन. ओके, एनीवन एल्स? Sir, you can also unmute yourself and just see if there is some for YouTube. Then hello. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any questions, so if you want to join, so just go. So you can just ping us on WhatsApp or Telegram. So this is a number for basically for you, and you can also mail us on basically mail us. So basically this is our site. So any kind of information you want, so you can reach out our site, so that is www.itskillssolution.com. Okay, so you can simply reach out our site, and you can simply ping us on WhatsApp or Telegram with on this number. Okay, so I think this is a great session with you guys, and yes, okay, so I think if you don't have any questions, so this is basically end from my side. And Sanjay sir, if you want to deliver something.
No, sir. It's okay.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much. Okay, so I think